Okay, so the next upcoming Spotlight Cache is going to be Infinity Ultron, and he is joined by Cannonball and Pixie. If you don't have Pixie, she's a fun card, okay? She's not really necessary per se in most decks or any decks, but she is one of the more fun cards. In Cannonball, he's actually a staple kind of in a lot of decks, including most Scream decks. So him and Juggernaut kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people have been using Juggernaut more lately, but Cannonball's actually pretty brilliant at winning a lane, honestly. Just be careful about his interactions with cards like armor and whatnot, because he actually destroys the rock and he destroyed the creature and replaced it with the rock if there's no room. So that's pretty cool. But we are actually here to talk about Infinity Ultron, so let's do that. Infinity Ultron's effect is on reveal, add 2 of Ultron's stones to your hand. And don't worry, we actually know what all of his stones are. If we go back down here, we can see he has the Ultron Space Stone. On reveal, move the lowest power enemy card here to the location of Infinity Ultron. You know, Infinity Ultron, chances are he will be on the field when you play this. The only annoying thing is that these stones cost a lot to play. So really, if you play Infinity Ultron on turn 5, realistically, you're only going to be able to play on turn 6, be able to play 2 stones. That's assuming your opponent doesn't play something like Gorgon and make it so you can only play 1 stone. But moving on, we have the Ultron Reality Stone on reveal. Add a drone here, set power to Infinity Ultrons. Now this seems more useful, okay? Now a drone, I'm sure you can guess, you've seen Ultron drones. So, yeah. And it's going to set power to this cut power. So not just like a default 2, like a normal drone. And this could potentially make it so Ultron could be in sort of a buff deck, a deck that buffs Infinity Ultron. So let's say, for example, you have Fastos in the deck, and Fastos buffs Infinity Ultron, and then you draw Infinity Ultron. And you can then play Infinity Ultron, and then Reality Stone being one of the ones you'll get, you'll be able to get a drone that costs, at the very least, 6 power. At the most, higher than that. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. It just means that this Ultron you don't ever want to play on 10-6 because 6 power card does not seem ideal for 10-6 because, yeah, unless it's a 10-7, of course. Then we have Ultron Time Stone. On reveal, put a card from your hand here. Okay, you know what? This one This one could potentially be not bad. Okay. Now it says a card from your hand. So that means that it's going to be random. So yeah. That card works. This is basically potentially an equivalent of playing another card. So okay. Then we have Ultron Mind Stone. Ongoing. Your unreveal abilities happen twice. Okay, this is powerful. Okay, but keep in mind that chances are you're only going to be actually, you know what? Ultron Mind Stone and Time Stone are probably Ultron Mind Stone and Time Stone are pretty cool. Yeah. I would say Ultron Reality Stone and um Mind Stone. I mean they're okay technically, but that just means you're adding what, 6 power at the minimum to one location. Whereas Ultron Mind Stone and Time Stone, you're able to actually put 2 cards from your hand, but you're still effectively just adding it to one location. So yeah. Anyway, let's come back to it, I guess. Let's see what else is up. Ultron Power Stone. On reveal, double Infinity Ultron's power. Okay. This one is good. So, wait a minute. So, we could, in theory, combine Ultron Mind Stone with Ultron Power Stone, right? So, that would be pretty cool. Alternatively, we can also play Ultron Power Stone and then also play Ultron Reality Stone in another location to get at the very least, 12 power cards. And the cool thing is that none of the stones, oh yeah, see, the stones themselves can't be destroyed by Killmonger. Not sure if that's cool or not, but because that means there's no synergy with can you imagine this in a Thanos stack? Naturally, I'm curious to know, comment section below, how many of you guys are going to try this in a Thanos deck? It seemed pretty crazy, but let's go over the last stone, okay? We have Ultron Soul Stone. On reveal, for each of your full locations, give one of your cards there +2 power. Okay. Now, I'll be honest, this is the one that seemed the most underwhelming, I suppose. Yeah, underwhelming would probably be the correct word. Because, I mean, in most games, assuming you are able to cheat Infinity Ultron out early, in your typical game, what's going to happen is that, it's going to be one of the things where on turn 5 you're going to play Infinity Ultron, and on turn 6 you're going to get a card. It's not like Thanos, which we brought up a bit earlier. It's not like Thanos, whereas Thanos does at the beginning of the game shuffle all the Infinity Stones into the deck. Infinity Ultron doesn't do that. Infinity Ultron, from what I understand, works similar to Kate Bishop in the way that you randomly get two of these 6 stones. You get two of them, right? So it's not like it's two coming from your deck, it's just two being generated in your hand. So, yeah. And that's on 10-5. So on 10-6, you get to play a combination of these. Now, if this gets somehow magically put out on 10-4 or 10-3 even, you're set because you can combine Infinity Ultron with Ultron and play this on the last 10, or maybe play, yeah, never mind. Well, I'm sure that some way it works out fine. Like if you're playing, what's it called? If you're playing, Zoo deck, or if your opponent playing a clog deck and they clog you up entirely, and then you'll have 2 free spots, and you're like, hey, I'm gonna play 2 stones here, and see. Now, I guess the biggest downside, now that I think about with the Ultron Reality Stone, is that Ultron Reality Stone is not I almost said spell, but it's a skill, not spell. But yeah, alternate reality stone is not a skill, meaning it doesn't banish itself. It uses up a spot. So it's a 3-1. So you'll have to have 2 spots free in that location if you want to play it. So that to keep in mind. That's something to keep in mind. And as I mentioned before, doesn't play well with death because you can't easily destroy these. You can, I guess, use something like Killmonger and whatnot, but that's way. I mean, not Killmonger. Venom and Carnage, I guess, but like I said, you would have to play Infinity Ultron out on like 10-1 or something, and or 10-2, and that's not really feasible. I'm not sure. I was very hyped for him when I first started talking, but now making this video, I'm not so sure. Let me know what you guys think, comment section below. I'm going to end it off here, okay? And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.